We're going to start our session today. What date is it today, Xander?
Today is November of 2nd.
November 2nd, and what day is it today? Day of the week. What day of the week is it today?
Saturday.
Correct. So, what we can do today is, do a quick revision of last week, review last week, and then we can also talk about the Western culture and the food, because you said that'll be interesting to talk. You went to, where did you go yesterday? Last night?
Last night.
Yeah.
The Broadway.
What were you doing in Broadway?
I don't know the exact word about the activity in the club.
Right.
How can I put it?
Halloween party? Yes, look it up. What is it?
DJ. Disco dancing.
Oh, disco dancing. Did you dance?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like some of the Chinese people just drink or sit in the chair.
Right.
We have a try to communicate, to get involved in the disco dancing and communicate with the foreign race.
Okay. Excellent. And okay, so what we will do is we will talk a little bit about your experience of the Western party, Halloween party. But before that, we can try and review what we discussed last week.
Fantastic.
Quickly. So, review session 1. What have you learned from the first session?
In the first section, I have a short revision.
It's a microphone.
Firstly, your phrase or what you said reminds me that I would like to change my routine, which is very important, I think.
Thank you. Yes.
And the second, we have a short introduction. I have a short introduction about how to introduce myself.
Mm-hmm.
And the chief improvement for me is it reminds me describe some details about my short orientation goal and the long orientation goal. Expect from some basic information about how long have I been to UK, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the third thing is we learned some videos about the financial crisis, the slow TV, and the Brexit, which leaves me a good impression. The last thing, and from this process, I realized that I should give some details when we talk each other. Like make the phrase longer than before. And in the process, I should relax and concentrate and engage in this conversation, not regard this conversation as an IELTS exam. Wow. Because I do so many IELTS exams. That's all.
That is such a fantastic review. You have said everything.
Mm-hmm.
You told me everything so clearly.
Mm-hmm.
So I see a big improvement in your speaking, but also a little bit in your confidence to start speaking. And you look much happier, not nervous anymore, which is good, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Because, as I said, if you relax and just speak, it's simple, isn't it? Yeah. It is one thing I was thinking about myself, reflecting on our session, that speaking is part of our natural way to communicate with people. Do you agree with that? Like,
Yeah.
like if you want to speak to your...
The human natural.
It is, yes, it is a human natural way just to sort of say something, talk something. And we don't think all the time, is this correct sentence? We don't. Like a child will ask for his mother, water. Mom, water, right?
Yeah, good point. We just
Just talk.
don't need to study it intentionally.
Correct. Because there is a place and time for everything, right? When you talk to your friends, we are having a conversation, we are learning to just speak without any kind of tension or worry or whatever, because at the end of the day, it is important that we can tell people or say to people what we want to understand and what we want to know. Right? So that is important. The second thing is, academically, if you sort of go for an interview, job interview, it is important to also know that I am for a job interview, I am a professional, right? So I need to answer the question as best as you can. It's correctly, but also as best as you can, because correctness is something that if somebody says 2 + 2 is how much? 4. Correct answer. But if they ask you very complex mathematics formula, it's not about getting the correct answer, it's about working it out, probability. So this is different kind of communicating. But you and I, we are focusing our sessions on general English conversation. Speaking to your professor in the university, speaking to your foreign friends, speaking in a restaurant or train station or everything like that. Yes.
Oh, when it comes to the speaking in the room, by the way, I want to ask you a question.
Sure, yeah.
How can I write an email to my professor, like the formal format?
Yes, I can
I
help
want
you with
to
that.
ask question about my professor, but it's awkward to didn't realize the format. Like dear what? Dear professor, dear speaking name.
Do you know his name?
His name is, for example, is Nicholas Horsewood.
So his name is Nicholas Horsewood. So you can just write, Dear Mr. Horsewood. But I would say because he's a professor, so you don't have to put professor there. Because you can just put Dear Mr. Horsewood. Yeah, by his second name, not the first name. The first name is like, my name is David. Right? So you can just, if you're writing a professional official letter to me, you write Dear Mr. Andrew.
Mr. Andrew.
Yeah, and to him you can write, what's your family name?
Gao.
How do you spell it?
Gao.
Yeah, so I will say Mr. Gao. I can call you Mr. Gao because your family name is Gao, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can, if I'm writing to you from university, if university is writing to you an email, they will say, Dear Mr. Gao. That's your family name.
Yeah.
Right? But if we are like friends, now in the modern English, people will write Dear David.
Dear David.
Also, depending on the company and how they think. If it's a very modern company, they will just write your first name, Dear David.
Mm-hmm.
If you get marketing emails, some company will write your Mr. Andrew, or some company will write Dear David.
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
Depends on the situation. But writing to a professor, it is good to say Dear Mr. Horsewood.
This is the family name.
Yeah.
Horsewood Nicholas. Nicholas Horsewood.
Yes, Nicholas is his own name. Yeah.
And the first name.
First name is Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Family name is Horsewood. Yeah. So your name is Xander Gao. In England, we call you by your first name. I will call you Xander. But if I want to call you in a professional way, I will call you Mr. Gao. That's how I will call you, Mr. Gao. Because that's your family name.
First name is Nicholas, and the second name is Hozwood, and the family name is Hozwood.
Yeah.
And
second name and family name means the same thing.
Yeah.
Because we have three different names, right? First name,
middle
name, and then family name. Or we call it surname.
Surname.
Surname. Surname. So middle name. Middle name will be like I am David, right? My name is David, first name.
Yeah.
My middle name is James. Yeah. And my last name or my family name or my surname is Andrew. So I am David James Andrew, for example.
James Andrew.
But there is no need to call people by middle name unless they want you to call them by their middle name. Right. Generally, people will call you by your first name, like hello Xander, or they'll call hello Mr. Gao, or they'll call me hello David, or hello Mr. Andrew. They will not call me hello Mr. David James Andrew. They will not say that. Too long. Only for application form, when you fill out passport forms and application forms, then you might have a middle name, but not everyone has a middle name.
I don't have a middle name.
I don't have a middle name. I only tell you like an example. I don't have a middle name. My first name is David, and my surname or my last name or my family name is Andrew.
And in the last part, do you think which language is the best? Which they regard sincerely?
When you know them by you can call them yours sincerely.
Yours
sincerely. Yeah.
Sincerely.
That's it. Or nobody writes faithfully anymore. It's an old English. Yours faithfully.
Faithfully.
Yeah, very old English. Yeah. But sincerely is okay.
Sincerely.
It's good enough.
But with regards is teacher to student.
Yeah. Teacher can write to students sincerely, yours sincerely, or you can write back to the teacher also yours sincerely.
Yours sincerely.
Yeah. That's it.
Yours sincerely.
Yeah. You can put yours sincerely or you can put just sincerely. It really doesn't matter. Or you can just put best regards.
Yours sincerely.
It's okay. There are many ways to sign off. Many ways. Best regards, kind regards, warmest regards, or just say thank you, or no regards, just put yours sincerely. It's okay, as long as you can sign your name there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But you can choose what you feel is the best for this particular letter, for this email. So yeah. Anything else you would like to know whilst we're on the subject of email?
No.
Okay. So today, thank you for reviewing the last week's session. And how do you feel now that after the first session, how do you feel in your thinking about English? How confident do you feel?
I think I should form a process or a model about how to learn English.
Okay.
Like I break the barriers to practice in the normal days.
Correct.
Yeah. That is important.
So you said you want to have a process or a model.
In some spare time, this course reminds me to watch the TED lecture or BBC Learning English in Everyday English or Business English.
Right. I think the more you listen to English words on BBC or news or TV, or read a book in English, not university book, a good story book. It'll help you to relax and just listen, read, listen. Then you can also maybe write down what you are thinking. You know, when you think in your mind, oh, I've listened to this today, let me see what I think about it. So you can maybe type or write down.
And from this process, I come up with a question.
Okay.
Is when I listen, especially the TED, I found many of the or loads of the new words that I haven't have access to it.
Where did you listen to? Sorry. On TV.
In my mobile phone.
Okay.
It's about women. It's about. Let me see. It's about the water sacrifice. The water sacrifice.
Water?
The lack of water. It's a talk about the lack of water.
Oh, the lack of water.
And how could we cope with it?
And how can we
cope with it?
Oh, okay.
Cope with it.
Yeah, cope. Right. There's a lack of water or scarcity of water, and how we can cope with it.
Yeah.
Lack of water means there's shortage of.
Yeah, shortage of water.
Because lack means small amount. Shortage is also small amount.
Yeah.
Supply is less. We can explain the word lack in many different ways.
Yeah,
shortage, lack, scarcity.
Scarcity is a sacrifice. I want to mention this.
Scarcity of water.
Scarcity of water.
And how we are going to cope. Now, what does cope means?
Deal.
Pardon?
Deal. D-E-A-L. D-E-A-L. Deal with this problem.
Or deal with this problem.
Deal with this problem.
Yeah, cope. Deal with this problem. Yes. In other words, how we are going to manage this situation. Because how can we manage, deal, cope? Because it's a situation. So it's a good subject. Very good subject of water. If there is less water, how are we going to manage without less water? That's a simple way of saying it, isn't it? Yeah. Hey, let's talk about this for a few seconds. When you are in China, in your house, you open the tap, water will come, like how we have. But one day when you get up in the morning and you turn the tap on, and if there is no water, what will you think? What will you do?
Yeah, he just mentioned it in his lectures.
Yes.
He just said one of the chief reasons is that we didn't concentrate more on this shortage of water.
Right.
Is that we just in the daily time,
yeah,
we just open the tap water, and the water flow into
the dish, into the glass,
the glass or dish.
Yeah,
it's just a thought or mind that we haven't realize that if we open the tap and there no water come out. We didn't realize that.
So so is that what you were listening to
Yeah,
on your phone?
yeah.
So what did you understand?
From his lecture,
Yes, what did you understand?
she told that there are 3 ways to cope with it.
Okay.
Initially, we should, like Melbourne, like the city of Melbourne in Australia,
Right.
the government didn't restrict the amount of water the residents should use every day.
Right.
Instead, the government built or organized an electronic brand
Right.
to speculate or indicate the amount of water left.
Right.
And that is a good alarm to remind people to save water and increase water utility.
Excellent.
In that.
So you can say it's the chief reason is not the correct vocabulary for that. You can say the main reason.
Main reason.
Yeah. Or the important reason is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very important reason.
But main means that this is what we are going to talk about, and this because this is a main thing to talk about. This is very important.
Okay, they are quite thin.
Excellent. So we have about 45 minutes more. Of course, I've already been here 45. So shall we talk a little bit about the Western culture and food?
Three.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will ask you a question. Xander, tell me a little bit about what do you know about Western culture since you have come to the UK?
Okay, it's a complex process that I met. When I came to UK, physically, I see the city is gone away with hustle and bustle lifestyle, and some skyscrapers that you can see in the China is limited. Okay, put it limited. And in that there are some house or detached house in the rural area. And honestly, a driver who sent me from airport to the Purchase Park, my previous accommodation, told me that if you said the UK is a fantastic place to live, you are crazy, because the social infrastructures are extremely weak compared with China.
Oh, wow.
And do you know this road? He exactly taught me. Do you know this road? It maintained for nearly 10 years. Just finish it.
Wow.
Yeah. So the efficient is relatively low, but you need to have a trade-off between the social atmosphere or democracy and the basic physical infrastructure.
Okay.
Yeah, this first impression in the UK. And when I get off the bus, get off the car, I found the Purchase Park where I accommodate in is no shop, is no many vibrant city life,
Right.
which really frustrates me.
Okay.
It's upset that I reside in such area because it's quite far from the city center or far away from the Sainsbury
Oh wow.
Express.
Right.
But after that, I realized that it's a new way to life, and I can appreciate the natural beauty given by the government. And I can see some cute animals even in the Preachers Park.
Wow. Which park did you say you were in?
Preachers Park.
Preachers? How do you
Which
spell it?
is Preachers Park, which is accommodation.
Oh, Pritchard.
Pritchard.
Oh, Pritchard by the
Pritchard.
university. Yeah, I know. Okay.
Ashcroft.
Yeah, I know. Pritchard. There's a Pritchard's Road and there's a Pritchard's Park. Okay, by the
Walk
university.
along the Pritchard's Road, you can see the Pritchard's Park.
Yeah, we have a lot of trees everywhere, as you notice. A lot of trees. In England, is a green country. Green. Green country means we have got a lot of grassland, a lot of trees. We love our country to be, green because good for oxygen.
Good for oxygen, yeah.
Breathing, less pollution. Even though there is pollution in England, in Birmingham also, big cities have pollution, but we try to keep it low with a lot of trees and green areas so people can enjoy the nature in the city life.
Yeah.
That's the idea behind it.
So the conversation between the driver and me, I think it gives me a good example of the Western life.
The way of Western life is, anything in West is different from the East, but some things are same. Some things are same, other things are different, right? Western culture, I have lived here 34 years, so I'm very used to the Western life. Western life is more sort of independence, freedom to speak, express your thoughts, dress the way you like. Even though we have family values and family traditions and family culture, we have that also to follow, but nobody is going to force you. Not force you. You choose. There's much choice.
And nobody can force my characteristics that I want to try.
Yeah, if you want to try something, as long it is legal stuff, you're okay. And Western thinking, Eastern thinking, both thinking is important.
Yeah.
And what we try to do when we come from Eastern culture into Western culture, we try to understand what is life about Western culture.
Yeah, some Chinese students like my university friend,
Right.
who studied in the University of Manchester. When he comes to the UK, he feels very frustrated that is quite different from the imagine he think previously in China. Because they just, especially the London we play together.
London.
They just say the social infrastructure is relatively bad, and I think they ignore something expect for the physically improvement.
So you're trying to say to me that when you see about the Western culture in China, they only saw the social life. Not the real England of green places, forests, this, that. They don't show that?
Yeah, when we, he also came to Birmingham to play with me, and when we walk around the Bar Street, I'm not pretty sure the name.
Broad Street.
Bar Street. So there are lots of bar.
Bar, yeah.
It's a street next to the Tesco Metro.
Okay.
And the Victoria and the Birmingham Church.
Okay.
There is a street full of the bar.
Different bars, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He feel some people are aggressive.
Aggressive. Yes.
Because their glands are strange. So they think they are strange.
Okay. Yeah.
And
maybe
it's not safe.
Yeah. I think what you're talking about is very important. Very important. Culturally, when you grow up in Eastern culture like China, and you live with your family, and you grow with your family, maybe the only fun that you have is when you go to KTV, have drink, karaoke, sing songs, or maybe go to a wedding, or maybe Chinese New Year, some celebration. In the Western culture, Friday and Saturday evening is like club night. Everybody wants to go to the club night, especially the young people. They want to drink, they want to dance, they want to have a party. Not so much like in the Eastern culture. They are not used to, the young people are not used to it.
It's just crazy people want to go to the club.
Well, I don't know if they are crazy. They like to enjoy.
They like to enjoy. The people who like to enjoy would go to the bar.
Crazy is not, anybody can be crazy. You can be crazy sitting in the house.
Jump out of the building is
crazy. It's crazy, right? So I would say the Western culture is more about freedom, liberation, enjoy life, and sorry, right? And enjoy life. So that is a good thing, but also there is danger to it also. Everything has got two sides. Okay, this is all fun, but if you're not careful, it could be danger. If it's like eating too much fat food will make you very fat. Little bit is okay. So sometimes the young people or even the older people, doesn't matter who you are, when they have alcohol drink, if you drink too much piju, beer, what will make you feel? You feel very happy, you feel like crazy, whatever, because the effect of the alcohol. But when you go to the office to work next day, you will not behave that way. True?
True.
People who are aggressive in the evening after drink, and they say, oh, I was stupid. They'll feel like, oh, that was crazy. But when they go to work, few days later, next day or Monday, they will not act like that. So it is just like a
Western culture.
No, it's not a Western culture. This can happen if you drink too much alcohol in your family in China, in a party. Even people will do crazy things there. Maybe differently.
It makes sense.
Yeah, but it's not the Western culture to do this. It's not a cultural thing.
It's just a physical reaction.
It's just a way of enjoying life, of having freedom, And when everybody drinks alcohol, everybody feels like happy, over happy, right? And so, what your friend is thinking, he's not wrong. He's right the way he thinks because he doesn't understand why people are behaving like that. He doesn't understand. He's never experienced it in China, right? Never. So for him to say, wow, this is crazy. Even I will feel, oh, that's crazy. Even now I feel like I don't want to go there because it's not, I don't like it. You don't have to go there if you don't like it.
Yeah.
There's always a choice, isn't it? So does that gives you a little bit of understanding when we say Western culture, Chinese culture, and we say all these things, it is not for everybody. Some people, some areas, some people will do that. Culture is the way we live our life. How our government thinks, how we eat our food is different, right? The way we dress up might be different. If you go to Arab culture, they have different clothes, you know. So nowadays, it's a mix of little things. Everybody's having copy little bit of everybody, right? It's a mixture. It's a blend. Blend is a good word to use. Blend.
Blend.
B-L-E-N-D.
It's a blend of culture.
Yeah, blend.
It means diversity.
Yes, perfect. Blend, diversity. But what we blend, diversity is different. But blend is we blend the diversity together. Like you are Chinese, I'm Indian, right? But we can still be neighbors and be very happy.
Yeah.
Right? When you have Chinese New Year, you will cook special food, you know, moon cake, and say, David, there's a moon cake for you.
Yeah, blend the diversity.
Yes.
Together.
Yeah, correct.
Like bond them together.
Excellent. Yes. So, okay. So, your experience is you will learn more when you live here for a long time. You meet people. You will learn more about different families behave differently in their own house. They have different thinking. Maybe some people eat differently in their house as Western people or English people. Some people will not eat this kind of food. Other Western people will eat this food, you know. So it's a blend, an acceptance, a learning experience of other people, because everybody is what? People. The whole world is full of people.
Yeah.
Right? So that is my thinking. I'm not sure that is your thinking, but that is my thinking. That's why I like people from different countries. I love them.
Yeah.
Because I want to learn about their culture, their food, their thinking, their psychology.
Yeah.
You know. So it's a learning experience, lifelong learning.
Yeah, I think Chinese should learn how to blend different cultures.
Maybe you can help them. You could be the first person to say, you know what, let's not be together, let's go and mix with some other people.
But it's also this trouble or give me a difficult question that even though the UK is a developed country or affluent country, why there are so many homeless people in the city?
Good question. Why there are so many homeless people in Birmingham, in London?
In Manchester.
Okay. I come from India. People don't have houses. So people live on the street. Right? And many other countries also, like Mexico or maybe in Africa, some poor countries. But why in the Western culture? Or why in Birmingham or in England? What do you think is the reason? What do you think would the reason be why people live outside, not in the house?
Because they are lazy to do the hard job.
Okay, that's one good reason. What would be the other reason?
The main reason is that I think the government can give them some help even though they are homeless, like the free food or the free welfare system and stuff like that. And they are reluctant to make a job and do hard.
You're right. Homeless people, I have spoken to quite a few homeless people. You know, sometimes when I'm just walking, and if the man is sitting and if he's away, I will say, oh, hi, ni hao, or in English, hi, how are you? And I will sit down and I'll ask them, how are you today? And they say, I'm fine, you know. But one time, not recently, I asked one homeless man, why do you live here? And that man has got a story. Nobody likes to live in the cold weather outside. Nobody likes to. Right? Cold, rain, no place to sleep, no money, I said, why do you live here like this? His story was different to somebody else's story. His story is that something family went bad, family breakdown. You know, family breakdown.
Yeah.
Relationship is
Divorce.
broke.
Like
Divorce, yeah, whatever. The family is broke down, and cannot get on with family now. Become very depressed. Frustrated, depressed, sad, and no desire, no interest to do anything anymore. But he's alive, he's not dead, he's still alive. So he says, my life has no meaning. So he has to be somewhere. He can't live on top of a tree. So he lives like that. And then they get used, then they find other homeless people also. And they become friends. So it's like a community of homeless people.
I think they are meaningful if he became a homeless people.
Pardon?
I think he thinks it's meaningful if he become
Meaningful?
Meaningful.
No,
Or satisfaction.
There's no satisfaction. It is a lifestyle now.
Lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's only a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's not I feel good being homeless. Nobody says that. I don't know. Some people want to be homeless. I don't know why. It all happens in the mind.
Yes, if you are
Everything is in your mindset.
somebody on madness or
Yeah. It could be like, I have no desire. I don't want to get up in the morning and go to work.
their mind are strained.
Mind problem can happen to anybody. Anybody. When children are born, they don't become mind crazy. Some people do, but you and I, we have good minds, right? We agree. You have good mind. You're very educated. You're doing masters. You have a good mind. I also have a very good mind. I can teach you and I can help you. But family situation, pressure or stress or anxiety in family life, some people have no money, lost their house, the house burned down, earthquake. Many things can go wrong in people's lives that they lose hope, no meaning, but they are alive. Some people want to die and they take poison, medicine to die, but some die. So it is a sad story. It is not to be happy about. When somebody is homeless, I don't see good, no. I feel sad in my heart, but I cannot change homeless people. I can talk to them and I can help them understand a little bit about, would you like to change your life if you have a chance? I ask that kind of question. People. It's a good question to ask. And they can say, yes, I like to change. I need some opportunities to get some job.
But
but I don't have a house, I don't have no address. So if I don't have address, no computer, no email, no broadband, no good clothes, how can I go for an interview? People will have reasons or excuses not to change sometime. But the person who truly wants to change, they will say, yes, I like to change and I would love the opportunity to change. If somebody can help me with little bit of this, I can do it. And there are many people in the UK who say, yes, we will give you some help. Government does offer help to people. I'm giving you help, right, to learn English. And you said, yes, you want, right? It's the same principle.
if the government gives some
They get to eat food every day. Somebody will give them food every day. Many stores, restaurants, supermarkets, they have a lot of sandwiches, Sainsbury's or Marks and Spencer.
the retailer would send food to him freely.
Yeah, every evening, because people cannot stay hungry forever. They will die. Right? So they are eating something. But it doesn't look nice that people are living on the street. I don't like it. I've never liked it. Even in India, I didn't like it when I see people like that. But what can you and I do to make a difference? That's the big question we can all ask ourselves. What can I, you and me or anybody else can do to make a difference in our society?
Is it social leader or a different job? Or some different characteristics?
Yeah, you can write down what would you do as a person to bring some change in the society for better. I can say, you know what, I can go and talk to 5 homeless people today and just say, hi, how are you? Open conversation, start conversation. Show that you care for them, first thing. Right? Caring is a very big part of our culture. Everywhere we all like to care about people, right? Care about family, care about older people, care about children. So from our heart, here, Xander, David, in our heart, what would I do to make the change in the society? That's the question we all can ask. Not what somebody else can do, not what the government can do. We are part of the government. We vote for the government. We are the citizens. We can write to the government. What action are we going to take to make a difference? That is the big question we need to all ask ourselves.
To bring some values to reverse the society.
Repeat that again. That's a very important statement.
To bring more values to reverse the society.
To bring more values to reverse the society. Write that down. That's your statement. That's a very important thing you just said. That is by Xander. That's your statement. And now it's your statement. You can say to yourself, yeah, you said it. You said it. It's your. This is very, very good speaking exercise.
Yeah, I've thought it before.
Pardon?
I've thought it before.
You've thought about it before, but today you said to me out loud.
Yeah, that's my argument.
Very good. You see, that could be the first step for you to take. What can Xander do to bring value to reward the society? Right. Xander, pronunciation of English words is very important for the foreign students to understand. Right? I remember you saying that in your lectures at the university, you have difficulty understanding the professors when they are speaking. Tell me why.
I think the main reason is the pronunciation he did. He is not a native speaker, so the language style he speaks is quite far from the native speaker who speak English. So, and otherwise, he speak quite fast, so fast that I can't clearly understand every word he said.
Wow.
So I can just selectively listen what he said.
Right. And so how does that make you feel after a lecture? How does it make you feel afterwards?
Nobody or just a few Chinese students who are excellent at English can understand what he talking about.
But what about you? How do you feel?
For me,
Yeah.
I think there are many reasons that lead me or that result me to have anxiety about his lessons,
You feel anxiety.
or can I understand everything?
Yeah. Because you cannot understand everything, it makes you stressful or anxiety or anxious.
Probably because some people besides me still also can't understand what he said.
I understand. So, what do you think you can do to help the professor to speak clearly?
Honestly, recently I found a way to cope with it.
Okay.
Is that our university provide us with a platform that can make a recording video about what the teachers done in the lecture.
Right.
So I can suggest him to take a video recording in order to have a better revision.
That is very good.
And secondly, I think I should have I have to pre-study what's the lecture going on next day.
Right.
If I lay the groundwork for the lecture, what we do next week,
Right.
I can clearly, I've got a framework about his thoughts, and I can speak, I can learn more clearly what he said.
Okay, so you have some plan in place for which will help you to come and review the lectures through a video recording. That's good.
Because I love video recording.
Okay.
I'm fancy, I'm crazy about video recording.
So we are going to end our session now and we'll meet next week. Do you have any questions that you want to ask me before we end this session?
Oh, I have a big question.
Okay, I like big question. Go on.
Is that you asked me to study at least 3 or 4 hours or 5 hours?
4 hours.
4 hours.
A week.
Yeah, a week. But I have some troubles. Is that when I listen some video, especially the TD's video, as I mentioned before, I found that there are many strange words that I haven't have access to it. So if I want to clearly know the meaning of the word, I should pick it up from the dictionary. Correct. One by one. There are many words, so I should stop, have a pause in this video again and again. Right. And it's really costs, it needs me to cost loads of time to finish it. Right. Even 1 or 2 hours.
I see. I think that's not a problem, because as long as you are spending the time to understand new words using dictionary, that's okay. 4 hours, as I said, was just a guideline. It's a guideline. It's not a rule. It's not a rule. But as long as you are learning something every week, besides your university work, focus is on speaking English. I would like you to listen to something in English, like a radio program. Just listen. No need to write nothing, just listen. Nothing to do with your lectures anymore, just something else. A TV news, a BBC News, or a radio program on Radio 4.
Do you think it's suitable to learn English by some entertainment or amusement?
Yes, you can learn entertainment. When I say entertainment, as long as you can listen. Listening is important, because The more you listen, you'll hear different words. People speak in different ways, different accent. What I'm trying to help you is to train your brain to subconsciously pick up all these words. You don't have to process everything. It's just learning to listen to many English words. It doesn't matter through entertainment, through radio, a TV, or video tape, or whatever. Listen.
Because listening is listening. We just need to know the specific word about what the lecturer said.
Correct. I'll give you one example and we'll close now. Even when people are sleeping, right? You're fast asleep. Our brain is still alive. We are asleep. It's in an unconscious state. We cannot see things. We are fast asleep. But if I call out your name in the middle of the night, Xander, Xander, you will wake up. Because the voice will go into your ear and will tell your brain, slowly, you might get up 2 minutes late. But I say, Xander, wake up. Xander, wake up. Xander, wake up. You will wake up. Is that right? That is listening. So you can listen even when you're sleeping.
So, before sleeping, it's a good choice to listen.
Absolutely. I do it. I listen to an audio book or a podcast even when I go to bed. So my brain is getting the information. I don't have to process it. But the brain is listening. Automatically. That's scientific, right?
Yeah.
So a little bit of exercise. The more you listen, the better your hearing will get. And then suddenly, when you hear certain words, you say, oh, I remember that word. I heard it somewhere. You will not forget the word scarcity again.
Scarcity.
You will not forget it now. I've told you. It's in your brain. I'll say, forget scarcity. And you say, no, I cannot. I cannot. It's in your brain. Right? I help people to think differently, train their mind so they can understand, they can learn, and they learn fast with me. They do learn very quickly with me because it's all to do with your brain and your mind. Okay, today's session, what score will you give out of 10?
8.
8 again?
8. Okay.
That did not take you a long time to think. 8?
8.
Okay, tell me why you're giving me 8 today.
And what time? And why?
Yeah. Because when you give somebody an 8, there is a reason behind it, isn't it?
Yeah, there are some reasons.
Yeah, because I want to improve, yes.
We have remained the food topic.
Sorry?
Food topic.
You're right. You're right. Okay, so next week we'll cover food topic. We'll stay on the Western culture. We talked a lot about culture, and then we moved on to university lecture and pronunciation and homeless people.
Fascinating.
So we went a little bit off track, but it was still speaking and listening. But we will cover the subject matter next week about food. Western culture, food.
Okay.
Anything else you would like to cover next week?
Some specific name of the food, like
Specific name, okay.
like
You
some
can write it down,
basic
yeah.
vegetable name, like